Good afternoon, people and peepettes. It's just your man on a dingy Monday afternoon. What's the time about? Quarter past 20 past 3, so it's almost evening time. Hope everybody's well. Hope you're warmer than I am, because it's chuffing cold and damp. Anyway, point of this video. It seems that once again life has taken its toll on a young man in our local area. I've not seen all the details, so I'm not going to speculate too much, but judging by some of the comments and stuff, this young man, I think 20 something, found a railway line and a train and a way out. 20 something. He leaves behind family. I don't know if he had his own family, but he leaves behind his any siblings or parents or grandparents. 20 something is way too young for the weight of the world to, or should be way too young for the weight of the world to put you in this position. I'm not going to be condescending. I'm not going to be crude or judgmental, and I, for one, can definitely not be judgmental because I've been in that situation myself. I, at the time, was offered a little bit of help, and it's kept me going. What we need to do as a unit, as a male generation and as a humanity generation, is to pinpoint where these young lads that are finding the stress, and like I said, I don't know all the details. I don't know his career path or his financial situation or his family life, but we need to normalise somebody, anybody, doesn't even have to be a young man, it could be a young girl or an old man, but we need to normalise that person being able to speak to somebody. You've got groups like, one I promote a lot is Andy Man's Club. Excuse me. You've got Andy Man's Club. This Papias, I'm not sure what it stands for. There's the Samaritans. There's, in my area locally, I don't know if it's a big thing, but there's a platform to talk. There's your local mental health team, and anybody that knows me knows that I've had a struggle with my mental health team recently, with the local mental health team, but they're there. What we need to do is we need to have a conversation with ourselves, and we need to tell the next generation, or even the last generation of men, because a lot of the last generation of men struggle because they've lost their industry, whether it was fishing in Grimsby, whether it was the steelworks in Scunny, or the factories over in Yorkshire, West Yorkshire, the cotton factories and the mills and all that. We need these people, young, old, male, female. We need to normalise people having a chat. This person's family now is going to be going through heartbreak. They're going to question everything about themselves. They're going to question, why didn't I see that? They're going to question, and a lot of them will go, what did I do wrong? And the family didn't particularly do anything wrong. It's not always about the family doing anything wrong. It's about that person being in a place and a time that he feels like he doesn't belong, and he feels like it's just too much to carry on. I can say from a personal point of view that with having used Andy Man's Club a few years ago, I got through a tricky situation. I'm still going through tricky situations, and I'm still trying to get myself out of them. I'm not saying one glove fits all, and that is the biggest problem with this mentality of people with depression or anxiety or whatever else, that one glove fits all, and just because it worked for me, it'll work for you. That's not the case. And just because it worked for them, it doesn't mean it's going to work for me. That's not the case. The case is we're all individuals, and we all pick up on vibes, we all pick up on life's eccentrics and stuff, and the fact that it might not even be a major thing at the very end. This is one thing we used to say at AMC when I used to go. It's not necessarily the end product that causes the person to make this massive decision. It's probably a build-up of 10, 12, it could be 1 or 2, it could be 10, 12, it could be 30 things. And at the end of the day, it could be something as simple, and I know, as trying to open a Satsuma and it squished in my fingers because it was too soft. I end up throwing the football through the kitchen window without opening the window, caused a lot of damage, caused shit in my flat. So all I can hope, and I say this to a few people who have lost people to suicide, that the family have the memories of time with that person. But we need to use, and I don't mean this in a loose way, so please don't take this in the bad way, but we need to use that person's experience and that person's decision to promote the ability to talk to people and to join in conversations and to feel in unison with somebody. The loss of a life to one owns, and no matter what age that person is, I'm not going to say he's a waste, I'm going to say, could it have been averted? Sometimes it couldn't. Sometimes you can't avert a person's decision to attempt to commit suicide. But sometimes, as I always say at the end of my videos, if we don't reach out and we don't offer support to somebody that looks like they're struggling, whether it's my town, whether it's your town, village, city, country or whatever, right? We don't know how things can change and how things can be. So I'm going to end this simply, I'm going to end it on my usual ending terms. Please look after yourselves. Look after the friends and the family that you have around you, around your tables and on the sofa. Look after the people that you talk to near and far. If you have somebody that you talk to online or via text or whatever, just check in and make sure. But I would also ask them to check in and make sure on you, because communication is a two-way thing. And if you see somebody on the streets that looks a little bit dishevelled, that looks like they're struggling with stuff in their head, just try. You don't have to give them money. Just try and talk to them. Ask them a question. Ask them if they're all right. Ask them if they, if you don't want to give them money, ask them if they need out, like a coffee or a butty or something. Just don't ignore people. Please, if you see somebody struggling, it's far easier and far nicer to talk to somebody than it is to carry their coffin. And please look after yourself as well, because at the end of the day, as I always say, you can't pour from an empty glass. So you've got to look after yourself. This world's horrible. This is a horrible world that we're living in. There's a lot of people going through stuff right now that they're scared of. They're scared of being skinned. They're scared of not being able to put food on the table or heat their houses. They're scared of the prospect of, well, what we don't know. Are we going to go to war? Are we ready for an invasion up on our shores by people that have been brought in? Are we being dumped into the unknown? We don't know. So all I will ask of you is to look after yourselves. Take care. Stay safe. Stay loud. And stay proud.